We back with your boy DJ Leon D. You know, we talk about food. I'm not an expert, but I can tell you what I like and what I don't like. Let's get started. You know, one of the things that really bothers me a lot, it really does bother me a lot. People touch food with their hands. They touch food with their hands. They don't wear gloves. Now, if you look at my videos, I wear a lot of gloves. I go through gloves. Probably, if I'm barbecuing, I'm probably going through, I'm thinking 30, 40 gloves. I go through a lot of gloves because I don't like touching food with my hands. So I like for my hands to be clean. And not only that, you know, I don't want to put my residue from my hands on my food. Now, I know some of you say, well, it's no big deal. It is a big deal. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why in this podcast, why it's a big deal. You see, a lot of you touch your face, you touch things, you don't wash your hands. Now, I know for a fact that some of you only wash your hands when you take a bath. I know that for a fact because I've been around people that has touched things like car doors, All, you know, they touch a lot of things throughout the whole day. And at no point do I see them go and wash their hands. Now, even little kids wash their hands because their mothers make them. Little boys don't wash their hands. I can tell you right now. They run the water. They run the water for a couple minutes and say, I'm all done. Little girls, I'm not. And a lot of you don't wash your hands when you come out of the bathroom. Because I work with a lot of people, and I've seen people walk right out of the bathroom stall and walk right to the office, and they're shaking hands with somebody. A lot of you shake hands all day long. You know, but my thing is, you gotta wear gloves. Now, your family might be used to your nasty hands and all the residue under your fingernails. And see, I'm not used to that. It's just nasty, okay? Get over that. I was at a friend's house, and I watched his mother cook and make devil eggs. Now, I love devil eggs. But she was taking the yolk out with her fingernail, which were about 10 inches long. That is just flat out nasty. And see, he didn't see nothing wrong with it because he grew up with those, with that condition. And when I say condition, he grew up with eating enamel, eating fingernail polish. He grew up with all that in his food. So to him, it's like an additional seasoning. To me, it made me almost want to throw up. Now, I sat there, and when she said it was some deviled eggs, because I heard you like them, not the way you just made them. Oh, I do like them. I just don't like your version of deviled eggs. Now, let me tell you something. I grew up with a lot of uncles. They were all good people, hardworking, great uncles. But man, when it came to food, my uncles had the nastiest habits in the world. And, you know, when you're little, you don't really notice that until you get older. And then I was like, man, you know, why do his food taste like it's got oil in it? Now, I know some people add oil to their food, but my uncle, I had two uncles, I had a bunch of them, but the two I remember the most was Cepheus and Cornelius. They go out there and they would change the oil in a car in the morning. They change oil like every 2 or 3 weeks, it seems, because they never had any modern cars. They always had old cars. And so they would change oil a lot because they would burn a lot of oil. Now, my Uncle Cepheus can go out there and Uncle Cornelius go out there. They change the oil. They get through doing that. They mow the grass. They get done mowing the grass. Then they're going to sweep the porch. And the porch always had a lot of dirt because it was out in the country and they didn't have no grass around the front yard. So dirt always flew up. And my uncles, they get bored. They go out there. So they would do all those things in one day. They would lift furniture up. They would go and do all kind of things during the day. They go fishing. They do all this stuff, starting with the oil in the morning. And now, my uncles never washed their hands the whole day. And around 4 o'clock, they had a barbecue grill going, and they'd be out there playing with the meat. I'm talking about taking it out of the pack, put it on the grill. And then Uncle Cephas be doing the meat. Uncle Cornelius be making the sides. Potato salad, collard greens, you know, baked beans, whatever. They never wash their hands, not the entire day. And so you'd be like, man, He never washed his hands the whole day. And so one day I asked my Uncle Cornelius and Uncle Cephas, I said, hey, y'all don't wash your hands. And my uncles be like, no, we wiped our hands off with napkins. I said, yeah, but the napkins don't get all the oil off. And they'd be like, well, running water over my hands ain't gonna get the oil off either. Not if you run water and add soap to it and then wipe them off with a napkin. That will get the oil off. So sometimes you be like, man, these guys out here cooking, changing the oil, mowing grass, fishing, they doing all kind of stuff. And they done gutted the fish and cleaned the fish with the same hands that they used to change the oil with. And I'd be like, man, these guys are a trip. And, like I said, when you're little, you don't really think about that a lot. Well, I became a teenager, and my mom, I said, man, when my mom cooked, the water's always running. Every time she touched something, I look around, her hands underneath the water, warm water. She got a little dishwasher liquid wiping her hands off. My uncles never considered any of that. Nope. They didn't consider any of that. And then they like to touch food with their hands. The food be cooled off because they don't fry. Everything in the South is fried. So they don't fry the food, cool off. My mom would take a fork, stab the meat, and say, here go your piece. Stab it again, here go your piece. My uncles, they use those same nasty hands, grab the meat, and they always got to ball their hands up when they grab things. If you want a meatball from my uncles, they grab the meatball and, they clasp it in their hands and they ball their hand up. They didn't use the utensils to get the meat and give it to you. They used their hands and gave it to you. So the thing I'm trying to tell you is that not everybody wants to eat the meat the way you got it or eat the food without you washing your hands. Gloves really are cheap. They're really cheap. Now, here's a fact that most people don't know. Every year, 1 out of every 7 Americans get food poisoning. Every single year. Have you ever thought about when you don't feel good or you go to the bathroom more than normal that I got food poisoning and I don't know why? I can tell you why. Probably because somebody got nasty hands and touched your food, and the dirt and the oil and all the stuff under their fingernails have seeped into your food. A lot of you see food and you think that's got a nice char on it. Yeah, you think it's a char. It's not a char. It's an oil spill. That's what it is. It's an oil spill. Somebody done touched that meat, and because oil, melts when it gets really hot, they have spilled on your steak. And now I know a lot of you think it look like seasoning. You think it's a big glob of pepper. Nope, pepper is in pebbles. They're pebble size. When you see something bigger than that, it's not pepper. There's no other seasoning as black as pepper. So somebody done touched your food and they done had oil on their hands. And now a lot of you think, well, if it's for my family, it doesn't make a difference. I don't mind you killing your family. You've been trying for a while. The family body is used to your seasoning under your fingernails. I'm not. The family body is used to it. I am not used to it. So if you go there and you go to any store, I've seen people take their fingernails and punch through the plastic bag that wraps the meat up. Yeah, I've seen people do that before too. Now, I don't know why. It's kind of like going to a buffet and like a Golden Corral or whatever. And people, take the tongues and sometimes their own hands, because old people are nasty. They rotate the meat to see if it's good, if there's grease on it. Listen, when it comes to food, fried foods, there's grease on it. That's the whole point of frying it. There's grease on it. But my whole point is that you wear gloves. I don't want to go to a restaurant and watch a cook touch my meat with his hands. No, I don't want to do any of that. Some of you don't mind, and some of you think it's all right. That's why I don't like potluck. I don't like potluck. And I get people saying, hey, bring some food, or I already got food, or they bring food, especially at work. I don't like potluck at work at all. Matter of fact, I only ate potluck one time. One time. Because I don't know how you preparing your food. I really don't know how you are preparing your food. And people with cats, let me tell you right now, if I know you got a cat, I'm not eating your food. Because one time we had this it's kind of like a bake off at work. And I watched the girl bite into a brownie and this long strand of hair came out. It was cat hair. Because next she spit out a clump of hair. And now the person who had the cat said, oh, my cat must get on the counter. That's sick. I'm like, she didn't use gloves, because if you let the cat run around the house all wild and crazy, she ain't using no gloves. And matter of fact, when I go to people's house, you know, I'm very conscientious of not wanting to offend anybody, but sometimes you do. Sometimes you got to offend them to let them know it's not okay. And it's not a matter of being rude. You can see something like this right here. Man, you got nasty ass cats in your house. So if the person had a cat run all over the house, I guarantee you, the food got cat hair in it somewhere, because those hairs be everywhere. So my point is, wear gloves. Put your gloves on, take your cat, put him outside after you clean your house before you start cooking. Nothing wrong with that at all. And people don't think nothing wrong with having cats and dogs and animals run around the house. But you got to wear gloves. Like I said, my uncles, till this day, they cook the exact same way. And then, I don't feel good. I need a Tylenol. Oh, you got any aspirins? They didn't factor in the fact that they just probably ate a pork chop with a quart of oil in it. No, they never factor those kind of things in. People look for all the other reasons of why they don't feel good when they're sick. I don't get sick. I don't even get colds. I probably haven't had a cold in about 20 years, because I'm conscientious of what I eat, what I put in my body. Am I the healthiest person in the world? Nope, not at all. I eat barbecue going out of style. I eat potato salad, collard greens, baked beans. I eat a lot of smoked food. And I have never ran to a doctor who said smoked food is bad for you. But I cook it and I wear gloves. When I cook for my family, I wear gloves. Because, like I said, I don't like people's hands on my food, especially my meat. And then this other thing, people lick their fingers all the time. They lick their fingers. Now, if you wore gloves, you wouldn't be licking your fingers. Nope, I don't know anybody who licked a finger with a glove on top of it. But if there's no gloves, you get tended to lick things. People walk around licking everything. So wear gloves, it stops a lot of your bad habits. And plus, you ain't got to worry about washing your hands if you got gloves on. Because I take the gloves off, throw them away, put another pair on. But I seen people say, oh, I got a little barbecue sauce on my hand. They licking the hell out of it. And they don't care if you see them or not. They are the way they are. Don't lick your fingers. They lick their fingers and they touch things. You should never lick your fingers, period. But some people have no embarrassment because that's how they were taught. They were taught it's okay to do your home things in public. Everybody knows you got a public voice, you got an at-home voice. Everybody knows that. It's the exact same thing when you eat out. Wear gloves at home. I don't care if you wear gloves in a restaurant. But it's kind of like going on a date for the first time. How would you feel if you're on a date and you look at a girl or a guy over there and they're licking their damn fingers? Some of you don't care. Some of you think, I don't see nothing wrong with that. That would be the last date I went on. Because I can imagine the other nasty habits they have. So, but if I see a girl with gloves on, and she's touching that food with her gloves on, I'm thinking, she a little strange, but that's okay. She could be a germaphobe. So I'm thinking, I know her house is spotless. I mean, spotless. Because she wants to be clean. The person over there licking their fingers, and you're licking your fingers, your elbows, you're licking your arm, because you got a little grease on it. I never understood that with all the grease stuff. So I'm just telling everybody, wear gloves. You'll feel better. I'll feel great. So when I go to people's houses, and I seen a lot of people, they touch a hamburger, see if it's done or whatever. They licking their fingers. I see a lot of that. Don't lick your fingers. Wear gloves. Like I said, gloves are cheap, and you can buy them anywhere. And I don't care if you wear the same pair of gloves throughout your whole life. Some people wear those old dishwasher gloves, the yellow ones and all that. I wear nitrils. I wear nitrile gloves. That's just me. So when you cook your food, think about everybody but yourself. How would they feel if they're realizing that I'm touching their food and I'm licking my fingers? How would they feel about that? And then tell yourself, if you went to their house, how would you feel about that? You're going to feel some kind of way. I mean, it is what it is. But you ain't going to feel like, it's okay. Because how would you feel if a chef in the back cooking your steak, licking his fingers, and then flipping your steak, or getting your steak and putting it on the grill with those same hands that he didn't wash? How would you feel? It's different that you would be upset if he did that and you saw it, but yet you do it, and because nobody saw it, it's okay. No, I'd be pretty pissed about it too. I'm always going to be that kind of person that, I want to be clean, not just for myself, but for my guests too. And my guests could be my kids, because believe me, once you get 18, you're no longer a member of the household. You are a visiting guest. You are a guest. So remember what your boy Leon say. DJ Leon's going to tell you, we're going to make it a better experience for you. We're going to also know mentally you don't have any mental problems with the way I prepare my food. Because if I got a mental problem with how you prepare your food, I'm not going to eat it. I very seldom eat out. I very seldom eat at other people's places. Because a lot of people don't wipe down counters. They don't clean the cutting boards, if they even got a cutting board. They just go right there, plop meat. They done touch 85 different surfaces that day. I mean, they done touch a whole lot of different surfaces that day. I ain't bothering nobody. They ain't clean nothing. They go from cleaning the toilet to putting their hands on your meat. Ain't no gloves on. Ain't no nothing. They don't know that your skin can hold particles without you being able to see them. Long fingernails, they got a lot of issues, a lot of problems. So while you're thinking about it, and before you invite me over, know my standards. And if I don't eat, it is because I'm already thinking there's something wrong with you. I'm already thinking that already. And so if I'm thinking something's wrong with you, I'm not eating your food. There's been not many. Every time I go to my house, you want to eat? Nope. Not hungry at all. Don't care. This is DJ Leon D telling you how it is about food and some of your nasty habits. But now you know you can stop those. It ain't too late. Peace.